Alright, what's up, guys? It is K-Rod here. I'm here back with more boxing. I wanted to make my post-fight reaction of Jaime Munguia versus Tureano Johnson fight card highlights post-reaction. I really enjoyed this fight. Honestly, there really wasn't that many fights because the problem was that without the Munguia, fight itself, there was supposed to be more fights coming up at the time, and I'm just gonna go to Tapeology if I could find it. But unfortunately, this was not really the best card to be posted, but it was decent to say the least, and good enough that it had its way, but it was just honestly it could have been better, because I was expecting to wanting to see Tristan Kalkroof fight Tyler and then Lamont Roach and then Bedimir, but no, these guys don't get put on DAZN, but yet Marlon through Munguia, only 4 fights got broadcasted. So I'm gonna break it down. Honestly, the Tristan fight, it was pretty good. Tristan was working on his jab. I personally think he did his thing. He didn't really let up on anyone. He didn't really let up on anyone trying to, or having his opponent get the better of him. It was good enough that he actually controlled the fight, and he actually got rounds on. And this is a brand new weight, step up for Tristan. He's now fighting at cruiserweight now instead of super middleweight, which is really weird, because I've always thought of Christian to actually have that type of mentality to I guess probably stick at 168. But I mean, he's pretty good. He's good enough to do his thing and actually make things better for his craft. But either or, he did very good against Tyler Vogel. I think if Tristan keeps it up, he's going to take everybody down and make himself a lot more dangerous, in the sense of nobody's not going to stop him. And I think that's what he wants to do. Good enough for him. He definitely did his thing. The next fight, Lamont Roach, that defeated Neil John Tabano. This wasn't even too much of a fight. He basically just body shotted him in round 3. That was just crazy. I think if anything, it was pretty insane of what he was able to do. The reason why I was even able to even find that out was that I think he put it on his Instagram or something, and somebody shared it around, but it was really funny how he was actually able to get that knockout on him. So he's definitely doing his thing. He's not the type of guy to be sleeping on anyone. He's a very good boxer. Honestly, I think he's already on his way back to world title status. All you really need is a couple, just a win or two, and then boom, you get yourself back into the world title stage. And I mean, who else is left at 130? Shakur Stevenson and maybe Tank Davis, but I think Tank is gonna have to move up. Honestly, it's not going to have to go the distance that far with having Tank in his I guess how should I say, having Tank in his division to make it a problem for Lamont to try to get a world title shot, which I know he is a good fighter. He's not he's not a pushover. He's a very, very good fighter. So I think that's what's going to make everything come through its roots. So I wish him the best of luck in the future. Bedimir Megziliev, or Melix Kuliev or Kuziev. This guy, he's from Uzbekistan, I believe, or Kazakhstan. But yeah, this guy fought this other guy, Alan Kampa. Yeah, he TKO'd his ass. But that was a pretty decent fight. I think Melik Zuliev, he needs to fight like upper echelon guys. He needs to fight some guys that are actually like at that level. And I think he's on his way to some big superstardom, fights. But I think overall he's a very good fighter. He proved himself. He made a statement. He definitely made himself look like the better boxer. And Alan Campa, he needs to work on defense. Like to all you Mexican fighters, you guys need to work on defense. I'm not being disrespectful. I love Mexico, and I love the Mexican fighter, history. But a lot of Mexican fighters don't mix their offense with defense, and I think that if that was to be the case, then more Mexicans would have a much higher level ability to step up with the bigger level fighters. And I think that's really the problem with most fighters today. They don't utilize defense in order to make themselves last more in the fight. Alright, so let's get right to it with the next one. This one was an awesome fight. I loved it. Pretty much just a boxing lesson. Marlon Esparza versus Sulem Urbina. I love both of these ladies. Esparza, she came out a little bit, sloppy in the first round, but then in the second, leading to the end of the 8th round, she was giving Sulem a lot of hard counters, and Sulem, she's a very good fighter. I don't have anything against her. I love her, but I think if anything, Marlon, she just came with much more, tenacious attitude, and she took her time with her shots, and she exposed Sulem. She got outboxed. Honestly, I almost thought Sulem almost got knocked out because she was leaving herself wide open for Marlon to just land her right hand on her, and then Marlon, she was just working every single part of Sulem's mistakes, and honestly she could have easily just gone for the knockout, but Marlon, she's not that much of a knockout puncher. She can't even really TKO anyone, but if anything, if she wanted to, she could probably even work on that craft, and it could be possible, but I just don't see that out of Marlon Esparza. But either or, she did a phenomenal job. Hopefully Sulem, she could come back and make herself a lot better, so that way she can make a bigger difference to prove herself in the, I guess what, flyweight division or super flyweight. I think it's flyweight. But yeah, this was a decent fight. Credit to Marlon, hats off to her. Hopefully she could get another rematch with Senicia Estrada, which that was a beautiful fight. I love that fight. Hopefully she could probably move up to maybe 112 and then fight Marlon. I think that would be pretty interesting. So yeah, let's move on with the next fight. That was Soto versus Carlos Buitrago or Buitrago. This fight wasn't really too much of a fight to watch. Elwin basically dominated Carlos. I don't even think Carlos even deserved to even be in the ring with Elwin, but Elwin basically gave Carlos, with the hands. Carlos got absolutely dominated. He had no means to even make any adjustments or even try to slow Elwin down. Elwin was finding every opportunity to take him down, but then again, the rounds were controversial, and the championship rounds. And some people say this was a robbery. Carlos had the opportunity to actually beat Elwin, and the commentators are trying to say Carlos, he got robbed with the last few rounds, and I'm just how? He barely threw any punches to the later rounds against Elwin, and I guess Elwin, he just became the more busier fighter. He just literally outsmarted him. He did everything what any champion would do, and yeah, he beat him. I think honestly, Carlos, if he wants to, try to win another title or try to win a title. I mean, let's just take a look at, his box rec. I've heard that he's had over 6 world title opportunities, which is really sad, but he's lost every single one of them. And a lot of them have been very close fights. But yeah, this guy, he's 28 years old, so he still has plenty of time. But yeah, he let's see, all of his losses are going up against high level guys, which technically they're at a high level. But the first guy that he lost by unanimous decision for the interim WBA world minimum title against Tam Manum Niamtrong. He's some Thailandese fighter. Yeah, he whooped him through unanimous decision. Some people say that was like a very close fight, and Carlos should have won that. But yeah, he lost that fight. And then the next fights that he lost, he rematched Tiamun Niamtrong again. This is the first one was back in 2014 out of October 1st, and then the second rematch was out of February 4th back in 2016. And he he lost again. And then a year later, leading up to December 31st, he lost in an eighth round TKO to Hiroto Kyokuchi for the IBF World Minimum Weight title. Yeah, minimum weight. Really, like not many people get knocked out, but that's just very funny. But then the next fight was a huge loss to Angel Acosta. He got TKO'd in the 12th. Angel, he's a beast. I love him. He's definitely a very good fighter. And then after that, we have McWilliams Arroyo. That was the WBO Latino fly title. And then Elwin Soto. Yeah, so he always comes up short, and I think honestly he needs to work on his I don't even know what to say. He needs to work on letting his hands go and being more defensive minded. If he could do that, he could easily win his fights, but I don't think he'll ever do that because he's never thinking about it. And that's a huge problem if he's trying to be at that level, similar to Chocolatito, Roman, whoever that guy is, Roman Gonzalez, yeah. I think that'll definitely suit him better as he comes up in higher upper echelon, competition. But I think he has a long way to go to even try to get back up there, because the top guys that are in it, Kenshiro Teraji and Hiroto Kyoguchi, and Elwin at number 5. So there's plenty of guys in this bracket, and they're doing their thing. But either or, people just need to understand boxing isn't just about you going out there and knocking your opponent out, or even trying to have a brawl. It's all about being smart, finding the good shots, and making sure that your performance comes out right for the referees to actually see what you're doing. And I think that'll definitely put him down at a much higher level, so he can have a better chance of advancing himself. But I think that's pretty much it with that one. But let's go on to the next one. Rashidi Ellis versus Alexis Rocha. This fight was very, very upsetting, and the reason why was just because Rashidi, he didn't go all out on Alexis. I really thought that this fight could have went either way, but Alexis, he didn't do anything out of his power to actually give Rashidi the pressure and actually give him a fight. And the reason why is because Rashidi, he's not that type of guy to brawl. He's a guy that boxes, which is good. But at the same time, you can't do that for so much longer where you can't just put yourself in a position where you think you could just keep boxing people. Sometimes you have to watch out for people that want to get dirty with you. And, this is for like a title belt, so now he's a WBC International Silver Welterweight title. But, yeah, he got his title belt. Congratulations to him. But either or, this is something that, that should have been a little bit more technical, and Rashidi should have had the ability to give Alexis more problems when he was trying to stay on the outside, use his jab more, and get Alexis tired and probably wear him down. And granted, Alexis, he's a very, how should I say, he's a very technical fighter. He's a very good with his craft. I like how he, comes out of his way and actually fights very aggressive. And he does everything right. I think he has a very good style, but he needs to let his hands go. And I think that's what he failed to do against, Rashidi, because, he's not a pushover. He went up against Brad Solomon in his last fight, and that was actually on the Ryan Garcia undercard, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that was on the Ryan Garcia Fonseca undercard. Yeah, so this guy, he's good, man. He's a very good fighter. But, did he really show out? Did he really, show me, Kieran Rodriguez, why he is the best 147-pounder to go at it with a guy like Rashidi? And the answer is no. Rashidi did his thing, but honestly, I wanted to see, deep waters. I wanted to see guys go at it and make themselves known, to see what the best do to the best. And I mean, there's just so many options that Alexis could have done, but he never went for it. He never worked the body. He never got people to a point where people are getting, or I guess that the fighter is getting worn out, and then i.e. Alexis is throwing really hard body shots or throwing hard power punches to Rashidi. So either way, it wasn't even coming to a point where Rashidi had to be worried, because Alexis wasn't doing that much. He was doing good in the early rounds, but when it came to round 6 and 7, that's when Rashidi, he was just going after him. He was boxing him. He used good defense. He used great footwork. And honestly, that was just sad. It was sad to see Alexis Rocha, which I think I've seen him on Top Rank a couple times, but he's a good fighter, man. And I really hope that he can come back and actually prove to Rashidi and the rest of the 147 division that he's next. He's a very good fighter. Same thing with Agistis Kavaluskas. He gave Terence Crawford problems. And Terence Crawford, he needs to watch out for that. He cannot deal with the puncher like Agistis Kavaluskas that would drop him and literally possibly KO him. The KO. But guess what? For a guy like Rashidi facing Alexis Rocha, they need to understand, once they get up to the top 10 guys, it's gonna be a whole nother level. And don't forget about the guys that are trying to chase them too. You got Jaron Ennis, you got Josh Kelly, you got who else? Justin Deloach, Bryant Perella, which he's not the best, but he's decent. But you got who? I don't know, maybe Radza Butoev. Not too sure about him. But I mean, yeah, you got Virgil Ortiz, you got Cusio Clayton. He did very good against Sergey. I thought he actually won that fight, but Sergey, it could have went either way. But I mean, there's so many good fighters out there that it's insane what these people be doing. And 147 is absolutely stacked. There's just so much competition where these guys are just bringing everything out. So hopefully we can see something like that in the near future where we could see these guys go at it. And I think for Rashidi, he needs to be more busy with his hands. He can't just let anything pass. He needs to like actually be busy with his boxing, and I think that will determine if he's going to be ready to take these guys down. But either or, he's a good fighter, man. You know, I have like a lot of respect for, you know, Rashidi. He did his thing. He obviously, you know, came to do what he said he was going to do. He was going to box him out, and you know, good enough. He did it. All right, next fight, the main event: Jaime Munguia versus Tureano Johnson. This is a fight that could have went either way, but Tureano Johnson, he was literally running Jaime down with like the right hand. He was definitely like outboxing him with a lot of hard hooks to, you know, Jaime, and Jaime, he was taking them pretty well, but I think like he needs to be very careful on defense, and I think that'll make him a lot more, how should I say, a lot more you know, defensive, to watch out for big shots that could possibly stun him. And I think you know, that's what he fails to do. He fails to, like, you know, sharpen up his defense, and Tureano Johnson was catching with like really, really good shots, and I think that's going to be such a huge problem for him in the upper echelon fights. But either or, it was a good fight. You know, it wasn't something that, you know, people had, you know, like really thought of to think that Jaime was going to lose. I actually thought Tureano, he actually fought a very good fight until Jaime started throwing really deadly uppercuts, and the problem was that Jaime, he wasn't letting his hands go a lot earlier. But either or, it wasn't too much of a bout where, you know, he had to be, you know, concerned about what he had done. But either or, you know, this fight was good, but the problem was that Jaime busted Tureano's lip, and Tureano's lip was literally split in half, which was very sad. Like, blood was like literally like spraying all over his mouth. He looked like somebody shot him, or somebody like literally punched him on his lip, and it just, you know, guzzled in blood. But it was pretty scary. You know, unfortunately the fight had been stopped for some odd reason, knowing that, you know, it was a legal punch. But I do think that for a fight like that, even though that it was an accident, maybe I would say I would bring it to the cards. Yeah, I would definitely bring it to the cards, because that's not fair for Tureano when he fought a good fight, and nobody never knew what he was going to do within that fight. So it's like no, but that doesn't make any sense. I think that's very disrespectful to a guy that puts his life on the line when he did not get TKO'd. He just technically got hit, and then his lip got busted open. So that's not really a TKO. A TKO is like if the fighter is like on the ropes or getting hit too much, and the referee sees that the fighter is incapable to respond back with more punches to the other fighter, then yes, that is a TKO stoppage. That is a technical knockout, because the referee is now concerned about the fighter's health and safety. So now the referee at that time can stop the fight if he or she wanted to. So either or, I think that should have went to the cards, because that didn't seem right. You know what I'm saying? So either or, that's just how I think. Let me know what you guys think. I think this is a very good fight card, and I think Jaime, he's going to definitely be in deep waters if he leaves if he leaves himself wide open to get hit with big punches. But I think overall, Jaime, he knows that. He's not really a pushover. He's the type of boxer to fight and not let anything, try to stun him. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I appreciate you guys watching. This is K-Rod signing out, and have a good day. Bye.